Very well, welcome back to Creative Craft. You know what, I never get tired of the variety on this channel. It's a pleasure to be here once again, actually, with the Happy Puzzle Company. Gavin, good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a few years. We were reminiscing earlier. We did the first show.
My first ever show. You trained me when I was training here, and you did my first ever show with me.
That's
this is now show 45, and that was 1,526 days ago.
Wow.
Not that I'm counting, you understand.
But this is something that's been going from strength to strength, and it must be such a proud moment from you. And I mean, I'm overwhelmed by what we've got here on the show. This is a family show. This is a family occasion we got here, I'd say.
And it's very different to how it was 4.5 years ago when we started as well. So yeah, it's all taken on life of its own. And this is a big launch day.
Well, it is, because I've heard of the Genius Square, and you may have seen it before, but we've now got the XL. There's been a huge demand for a larger version.
Absolutely, and we've actually put this together specifically for Create and Craft viewers.
Great.
Because I had the giant version which was made specially for me for Create and Craft, and we had so many hundreds of people who requested that giant version, and there are lots of good reasons for it, because for anybody who has dexterity issues or visual issues, this giant set provides all sorts of solutions, and going completely the other way for younger fingers as well.
Yeah,
it makes so. So we've done a one run at the moment. If it's successful, it'll do more, but at the moment it's one run on a first come, first serve basis, and it is launched today, and it is not in any shops.
So as far as we're aware at the moment, what is gone, it's gone.
Yep.
This is really important. Do you know, we've only had 2 shows today. One, Create and Craft at 9 o'clock. We had a show on Craft Extra, but over half of the stock has gone. And but judging by the demand that Happy Puzzle Company have had for this, we had a lot of stock. I can't believe over half gone already. You're saving £7.50. To get yours is £22.49. Now, I've heard lots about the Genius Square. I haven't actually used it myself yet.
Okay.
I'm a complete newbie. Okay, do you need training for this? No,
it's going to take us about 30 seconds. Well, let me tell you the story first of all, because it is a beautiful story.
Right.
And it also gives an opportunity for viewers, because there are thousands of them who have their sets ready in order to play against us, because we're going to play against each other. So this was devised about 3.5 years ago by an Algerian mathematician called Salim Bergish, who sent us his idea, having sent it to all of the big toys and games companies in the world, all of whom rejected his idea because it didn't do what he thought it was going to do. And instead of rejecting it, what we decided to do was to make it work in the way that he wanted it to. And you'll understand now why it is so genius. Now, what we each have on our boards...
Busy for this already, honestly. There's a huge demand for this, my word.
Yep, because you've got to get it while you can.
Yeah.
So we have 9 pentomino-style shapes, which we can take out of the grid like that. And what it leaves behind are these pieces, which are what we call the blocker pieces. And there are 7 of those. And that leaves behind a grid of 36 squares, a 6x6 grid, labelled A to F and 1 to 6 across there. Now we have 7 dice. And when I roll the dice will fall into one of 62,208 possible combinations, which is why you can play as many times as you like. The chances are you're not going to play the same game twice.
I see.
This will maybe stranded on a desert island or something. And what I'm going to do now, again, for the benefit of everybody at home, is line up the dice in the way that they have fallen here. And then I'm going to get you to remove all of your pieces as well.
With you?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Because we're going to be.
What is this for? Because you know some puzzles that give you like 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 1.
This is 6 to adult, but it's a real leveller. Because if you're a grandparent or a parent or a child, you've got no advantage at all.
Oh, really?
So it's perfectly common for the children to absolutely smash the grown-ups at doing this. And the beauty is not only that each game takes no more than a few seconds to play, not only that when you finish playing, the first thing that you want to do is play again, but the genius part of it is the fact that there is always a solution. No matter what combination of dice we throw, it is always possible to do what we need to do. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our blocker pieces and we're going to fill in these.
Do I follow yours now?
You follow me now, exactly the same. So D5 and A6 and B5 and B4 and B2 and F2 and F3. And what we're going to do is we're going to race against each other to complete the grid. using these other pieces.
Doesn't matter where I put them.
It doesn't matter where you put them, and the chances are there'll be more than one solution.
Right.
But it's always possible.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
We'll race against each other.
Right, let's do it.
Go. So this is the first time you're doing this, and I will say to you, as all the other presenters will tell you, is that after a while, you'll find that you'll start to do better and better as you do this, because there is a sort of pattern that you'll start to see. There's a knack, and everyone's got their own different way of playing. You've just got to fall in line with what works for you. Absolutely. How are you doing?
Oh, I thought I was only there for a second.
No, you see?
You think you're there, don't you?
You think you're there, and you're not necessarily there.
I mean, it's tempting to move a peg, but I wouldn't do that. That's cheating.
That is definitely cheating, and it won't necessarily help you, because although it works with every combination that appears on the dice, that doesn't mean it works in every combination, full stop. So how are we doing here?
Do on your own, if you just want. You can do it quite calmly with a bit of mindfulness, you know.
Oh yeah, there's no reason why you can't play this by yourself.
I am literally so close.
And we know plenty of people do. Let's put this in here, put this in here like that. No, that's not going to work there for me either. So we've picked a hard one.
We have.
We have picked a hard one. There's nothing wrong with that. Put that one in there like so. Put that one in there like this. Put this one in here like so. And look at that.
This is so clever.
I know.
It's really clever. Thanks so much for the encouragement in my ear. I really do appreciate it. I think they mean it too.
But you know something? We've found that we've picked a really hard one here, which is good. It's not a bad thing. It shows that it's not always. It varies. It varies.
I thought you were going to ease me in. You know that you want the variation, though, don't you?
Yes, you do. Otherwise, you don't. Otherwise, you don't want it to take 3 seconds every time you do it.
Cut to a commercial at this rate. There you go.
No, that's good. But you see, what will happen is you'll do one like this, and it will be difficult, and then the next one that we try and do, we'll do much faster.
Right. Okay.
But I have to say, this is a particularly difficult one. This may be one.
I'm panic building here.
This may be one that only has one possible solution.
But the thing is, you don't want it to be the same every single time, do you?
No,
you want something easy. You want something really difficult. It keeps it fresh. It keeps it exciting, doesn't it?
And there you go. We've done it.
Done it. Right, there we go.
So you see, that can be done.
I was going to do that next, actually. That's funny, isn't it?
Do you want to play again?
Go on, let's do it again.
Let's play again.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not? That's really good. You know what? I quite like the chunky kind of feel to this.
Absolutely.
This really works.
Absolutely.
My nephew would absolutely adore this. Adore this. Right, here we go. Very busy. If you like the XL, this is launched today, not just on Creating Craft. This is a launch generally for you and your company, isn't it?
It's not in any shops or anything like that at all.
Right, here we go. So maybe you play along with us with the original small one, but if you're going for the XL,
yeah, no one's playing along with the big one. That's definitely the case.
Okay.
Is that possibly in my house at home?
Right. Okay.
Okay. Right. Let's go now again. So we've got B2 and F1 and B4. And E4.
You could play this on your own, actually,
A4,
and give yourself a little personal
A1
best.
and B6. So we actually had, who came in before to play? Paula. Paula came into the middle show to play and solved one in 11 seconds.
Oh, Miss P.
I know. The amazing Miss P.
Was that an easy one?
Well, it clearly wasn't one of the hardest ones, but it was amazing.
I've already started.
Oh, you started already? Okay. Fine, giving yourself a small little advantage there. That's fair enough. I don't blame you. But as you go through, it will get easier for you, because you'll start to see patterns that will automatically emerge just in the way that you actually look at them.
See, the thing is, like, sometimes you've got no options to put something in a particular place, which does give you a head start. That made sense in my head.
It does. But if you buy one game in the whole of the rest of your life, this is the game to buy. This really is something absolutely special and amazing.
It's quite exciting, because at this stage I think I could be onto something. But
then you have exactly what's just happened to me was that I get down to one piece and expect it to work, and it's not working for me. But that's okay. That's why we've got ages here. What have you done? You've lost the peg?
No, we're all gone. We're all good.
See, look, I'm down to there now, and I've got that one stuck in there. Let's put that in there. Move this one across to here. Let's maybe put this one up here. Now, we think that we've been playing for absolutely ages, but we've still been going for less than a minute on this. But we are picking some tricky ones here.
We are.
And you
I appreciate you saying that.
We are picking some very tricky ones here, especially when you consider that Miss P did one this morning.
Right.
In 11 seconds flat.
That's really impressive.
I know. That really was quite something. Oh, hang on. There you go.
But sometimes it just fits in. Has he done it?
Done
He's
it.
done it. He's done it.
There you go.
You know what? That's it's fun because you think you're nearly there, then you have to change it. Sometimes it's best to just start again, I suppose, isn't it?
There are times when you want to do that, but also you'll suddenly take one piece out and then you'll look at it and realise you'll see exactly where it needs to fall.
Right. I keep forgetting you can actually flip them too. Don't forget. You know, there's lots of ideas there. Oh, I thought I nearly had it again. Have a go with yours. Let us know how you get on. Again, $22.49 for a puzzle that's not going to date here. And I think it's nice to, you know, if it's going to be for younger age groups, get them off the screens, get them off the smartphones, video games, that kind of thing. It's lovely. I think it's handy, helpful for your brain.
One of the things which is really important to note is that unfortunately these days children have lost some of the ability of communicating face to face with people.
Right.
They spend so much time with screens in their hands that, you know, making eye contact with somebody and actually doing things practically together,
who knows,
there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of time for it. So these types of things in general, not just this game, but these types of games in general are extremely important. They keep communication skills going between grown-ups and children. Yeah, it's really important stuff.
I think that anything we can help potentially, I think is worth it, isn't it? It's just nice to have some family time. This could become a family tradition after the Sunday roast you have here, just before bedtime, in the morning on a Saturday, who knows? Right, but well over half the stock's now gone, so it's £22.49, 60% actually has now gone. Is it going to last the hour? We're going to give you a chance to check out your basket. This is all about the Genius Square. Oh, what a fantastic start. If you like what we've seen already, we've got a counter full of games, family-orientated games that you're bound to enjoy. Well, here we've got a trio. This is exceptional value, Gavin.
This is. Now, this is a set of 3 Genius games, which we've got as an offer for today. And it really represents an amazing saving. So you've got the regular size version of the Genius Square.
Yes.
And the regular size version of the Genius Star and the Genius Gems. And it's worth making sure you realise that inside you're getting 2 of everything.
Right, okay.
So you can play 2 people together. So you've got 3 lots of 2 sets inside of the different games. Now, normally if you were to buy this at the normal retail price, these 3 games would cost you £57.97.
For all 3, okay.
For all 3 together. So here today, you're going to get £38.67 as your price for these. So you're saving nearly £20. So that is effectively that you're buying 2 of them, getting 1 for free. That is an extraordinary offer.
Well, it works out to be, what was it, £12.89 per game here if you're a club member. So we say save £9.30, but you never know. Well, depending where you're shopping from, it could well be more, who knows. But here, saving £9.30. That is fantastic. But £12.99 a game, that could become a family favourite. Is worth every single penny. It is. So we're going to get these going in action. So look at all the possibilities there. It's not like a one-trick pony where once you've finished it, you finished it. This could be different every single time. So 923-941.
Now, just one thing I wanted just to point out, because we've got the 2 of them together. We've got the XL one and the regular one here. And if I put them together here, what this is going to show you is the size difference there. So you can see how much bigger it is. And if we take one of the pieces here, for example, we take the yellow piece from there and the yellow piece from here, you can see just how much bigger these are.
Right.
So that's the difference between the XL and the regular.
Now, this is the sort of thing you'd take maybe on a plane. You know, maybe if you take your son or daughter, you know, if it's a family lunch in a pub somewhere, a little bit of quiet time. This is great for mum to put in a handbag, dad to put in his bag, that kind of thing. I think it's good.
Yes, and if you're going to get stranded on a desert island, this is one to have with you as well.
This is the one I think. This is that travel kind of size, and I'm sure lots of parents out there may be grateful for this.
Now, the next game up in the series, and this one, by the way, is ages 8 to adults, is the Genius Star. Now, the Genius Star is a little bit more complex, and you'll understand why in a moment. Now, in this case, we've still got the 7 dice, but because the dice are different shapes, they've got more coordinates on them, and that means that you've got 166,888 possible puzzles to do. Okay, we won't get through all of those in this show.
No, I can tell you, we've got about 45 minutes.
I'll tell you a fun fact, actually.
Right.
When we created this, we had to get a computer to check that there was a solution for every single game. And we got the computer to play all 166,888 possibilities. And how long do you think it took the computer to play them?
I mean, something still like seconds, was it, or something, or minutes,
well, that's
or hours?
what you would think. It played one game every 3 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which meant that it took 6 days.
You wouldn't think for a computer.
No, you wouldn't.
That's exciting.
6 days it took the computer to play, and that was on the second time round, because the first time round we got 4 days in, and then it found one that it couldn't solve. So we had to go back to the drawing board and start again.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a computer could take a bit longer.
So this time, what we have here is we have the blockers as the white triangles with the black stars in the middle. So those are our blockers. So we're going to remove those, and this leaves behind 11 shapes, okay? And these are very different shapes. Now, there are 10 different shapes. There are 2 that are the same, which are these 2 blue half hexagons. Now, if you put them together like that and turn them upside down, then they form a golden star. Now, the golden star is significant. We're going to come to that in a moment. And we're also going to go to a web page, which is thegeniusstar.com, and you'll see why in a moment. The principle is the same. We're going to take all of the pieces out, but this is harder. I'm going to hold this up so you can see, because sometimes the camera doesn't always pick it up so clearly, but hopefully you can see there that these have got numbers on rather than coordinates. And so what we're going to do is we're going to block out the numbers based on the dice that we roll.
Right.
Okay, so let's roll these dice first of all, and let's arrange them so that everybody at home can see them too, and then we'll put the blockers in place as we go. So 1 second there. So we have
this is the exciting bit, because you know, are you in for a long ride or something a bit more simple?
Absolutely. So number 48, and number 9, and number 42.
It's like playing bingo.
It's more like doing the lottery.
Yeah.
Number 19, number 18, number 31, and our bonus ball is number 37. Now, on roughly 57% of the combinations, it is possible to complete the puzzle with the golden star intact, but not always. So you've got 2 choices. You can either turn the pieces over like that and just solve the puzzle with the pieces in however you want, which counts as a single win, or you can turn them over and you can take a risk on trying to solve this with the golden star in position, which counts as a double win.
So now, you might as well aim for that first.
Well, you've got to know whether or not it's going to be possible. So you can either gamble on that, or, and this is where we go to that website page, which is thegeniussquare.com.
So we can all access this, can't we?
That's right. Now we've got there are the coordinates in there. Now if we push the submit button there, what it's going to do, it's going to come and it's going to say that this dice combination has no possible solution. That doesn't mean for the whole thing. It means it cannot be built with the golden star.
I see.
So we'll turn these pieces over. So we're going to build it without the golden star. We're going to do exactly the same as we did last time.
Quite relieved about that, if I'm honest with you.
We're going to race against each other to get these in position. So you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's race. Now this is likely to take a little bit longer because this is much more challenging. But that said, of course, we've had 2 particularly challenging puzzles with the Genius Square just before. And in a similar vein, I didn't want to put that in there. In a similar vein, there will be some that are much easier than others. But every single time you play, it is possible. These games have won so many awards across the world now, including Game of the Year awards, major awards. In fact, the Genius Square has had the second highest rating ever given to a game by the Good Toy Guide.
Oh wow!
That's quite an achievement.
Huge achievement.
Yeah, that is a massive achievement. It's something that we're very, very proud of. That is going to go in
This
here
is hard.
like that. It is significantly harder. But hard is not necessarily a bad thing, because what we want to do is develop these skills for people.
If it's too easy, you can lose longevity, I think.
You can, absolutely.
You want to, there's a balance, isn't there? This is perfect. Because it's addictively achievable.
I like that phrase. It is addictively achievable.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. It's a contrast to Nigel's last hour when we were talking about Smurfs.
Right. Well, right, okay.
That's okay.
As you do.
Of course, as you do. You see, now I've got so close here, and I've just got this little piece here, which is now stuck where I don't want it.
It gets exciting.
Yeah, so let's move that over here. And let's try and move this over here. Is this going to help me over here?
I always feel like
this?
I can get 80% there, but then it's that last bit.
No, this is significantly harder. And look, it's really important that you don't drive yourself crazy if at first you don't do as well as you want to, because as with all puzzles, they are skills, and they're skills which we all need to develop as we go through. Put that one in there like, oh, I thought I'd done it as well.
Oh, I thought I'd done it then. I really got.
So near, and yet so far. Is that going to help us in any way at all?
It's still fun to play on your own. I suppose if you want something a little bit more mindful, you can do it on your own.
Yeah, and I think this mindfulness thing is really important. I'm very, very, very pro all of these mindful things because they work 100%. So beautifully. Put that one in there. Well, that one, no, that doesn't want to go in there even. Goodness me, this is frustrating. Back to that piece as well. But this is good again because it shows that you've got something that's a little bit meaty in what you're doing, and gives you a real sense of achievement when you've actually managed to solve it. You cannot cut one up, Charlie.
Jam one in. I wouldn't do that.
I know the temptation will be there at times, but no, you cannot do that.
I mean, if you just look at that bit, I've nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still focusing on this one here.
Is there an act to it? Is there like a...
So I think that it's a visual thing, and I think that when people look at anything like this, they see things in different ways. And I have done it now. They see things in different ways, and it's all about how your visual perception works. There you are. That is solved now.
Oh, right.
So it goes in there, and that proves that it does work as well.
Do you know what? I like this. This is... I can get quite close. But then I don't know. I'll come back to that one.
And I think what you do need to try and do is try and get the bigger pieces positioned first of all.
Right.
Because you've always got that. If you lose your single piece and your double piece at the beginning, then it's harder to get everything in the right place
and I
afterwards.
forget you can actually flip bits around.
Yes, you can, and they do change shape. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Well, Joy, it is good fun, and don't forget this is just one of 3. Now it works out to be £12.99 per game if you go for the trio, saving £9.30. Could well be more depending on various different retail prices. So it's 923941. Lots of fun here. It's straight away you want to have another go, but if you'd like to know what it's all about, we love the very famous now, I think it's fair to say, the Genius Square. Time flies when you're having fun. I can't believe it's nearly 25 minutes already. This is such a joy to do this, Gavin. It really is impressive. It's a proud moment for you too. And don't forget, we've got lots of items on the show. It's all really about today on Craigcraft. I think it's fair to say the Genius Square XL. Huge demand for this. The first time ever anywhere we can buy this is right here on this channel today. So if you're looking forward to the XL, then absolutely go for it. However, on the side of the screen, we're also focusing on the Trio. So it comes with the original smaller version of the Genius Square.
Yep.
We just played the Genius Star, and we're about to play the third one in this bundle, the Genius Gems.
And again, do remember that you're getting 2 of everything inside each set so that you can play against somebody else. Now, the Genius Gems takes this up another level. Now, there are only 10 pieces on this one, and there's no blockers needed on this. However, the pieces are double-sided, and what happens when you turn them over is that whatever you've seen on one side is reversed on the other side. So, for example, if you've got 2 oranges and 1 pink, you flip it over, and that becomes 2 pinks and 1 orange.
Right.
Here, you've got 1 orange and 2 blues, flips over to 2 oranges and 1 blue. So you never know which side you're going to want to use. Now, our dice this time are coloured. And what we're going to do is we're going to shake the dice. We're going to start by using just the white dice here that fall inside these coloured wells. Now, all of those dice are identical. I'm going to give this a massive shake, and they'll all land inside their wells. Right. Now, however these land, our challenge is to complete the grid so that all of these patterns in their correct colours appear at the same time within the grid.
Okay.
Now, they can be on any angle, so they don't have to be vertical or horizontal. They can appear in any angle, but they all have to be in there simultaneously. Does that make sense? Because what I can do here is I can give you a little bit of a demonstration on. So, for example, here, if I put this one in here and this one in here, you can see there is our shape of the green one there.
In the green,
yeah,
right,
absolutely.
I see, I get you.
And then we'll do...
So in the blue, you want a solid shape like that.
In the blue, we're going to have to do the same thing.
That's
so we could
it's really different, isn't it, then?
Okay, so we'll put the blue in there like that and flip it over and put the blue in there.
For example,
that's correct there.
Yeah.
So we've got the blue one in there and we've got the green one in there. What are we doing in orange? Let's put the orange one. Let's just try put the orange one in there at the moment. So the orange one is going to go in there like that. There is our orange one in there at the same time. Now, with in fact, I'm going to change that one. I'm going to put that one in there like that, because that means that the yellow one I can now put like that, because there is our yellow shape in there like that. And we just need to do the purple one now. I think we've got the blue one, we've got the orange one, we've got the green one in there, we've got the yellow one in there. So it's just the orange one. Oh yes, all the 10 pieces have to be in there. All the 10 pieces get to be in there at the same time. We'll put that one in there like that. I would like to change that piece to that piece there, and then I can use this piece and put it in here like so, and that is all of them in there like that. So now you can see that we've got everything showing inside there exactly where it should be.
That's genius, I love it. It's so fun. They've all got their different twists, haven't they?
They've all got their different twists. This one's got an even more devilish twist, because we've got these 3 black dice, which are what we call the devilish dice. Right. And then there's 1 red die, which is the dastardly die. And these patterns on those are much harder. And what you can do is you can mix and match. So the very hardest way you can do this would be to take 4 of these out, like that, just leaving 1 in there, and then you can add these in to do these much harder patterns. It's always possible, but you're going from the sublime to the ridiculous there. Any combination of any of the dice whatsoever, of any of the 9 dice, and it will work, and you can solve it and race against somebody else. Absolutely.
So it could take you a few minutes or considerably longer then, which is, again, that's the whole joy. It's the unknown. It's the uncertainty with this, and this is so fun.
This is why this is a step up. So you're starting with the Genius Square, which is really straightforward and simple.
Yes.
Then you move up to the Genius Star, which is harder. And now, even though this has only got 10 pieces, this is so much more complicated, particularly when you get onto the dastardly die and the devilish dice as well.
It takes it up a notch, doesn't it? So this is the sort of thing you could just fit in the drawer on your coffee table. just have a quick 5-minute play if you want to do it. You can spend a whole evening on this. I honestly think there's a bit more of a resurgence in board games now. I asked for some for Christmas. My sisters wanted board games for Christmas.
Okay.
It's I'm seeing more and more of it. Whether it's just because it's me and my family and close friends who are into it, I don't know. There's always a time for this. I mean, I know there's cafes and restaurants out there, and their selling point, as it were, is that you can come in and play board games. There's one just opened up where I live. It's
a lot
such
of
a
this
big thing.
It's also a lot of this is to do with the pandemic, because when people were stuck at home, they rediscovered a love of board games, jigsaw puzzles, box sets of everything, etc., etc. Our lives sort of refocused on what we were doing, and once you get a love of games, that you never lose it.
No, I don't think you do.
And it's a generational thing, because I think the younger generation, for some of them, discovering a love of things that aren't on a screen is really important and really
Anything we do to encourage that, I think, is important. There's something traditional about this, and personally, I think can help with bonding relationships. Who knows, it might do.
But also, Charlie, with all of these, you don't have to be sitting next to the person. So again, one of the things which we found over the pandemic was that grandparents and parents who were maybe separated from other family members were able to do this over Zoom. And that's why we have lots of online competitions, particularly with the Genius Square. And they're a bit of a nightmare, because you can literally have hundredths of a second between people finishing.
You could. I mean, you could do this with a dozen people if you wanted to.
You could do it with 100 people.
Do it 100 people. You could do it on your own or with the other half.
You can add as many sets as you like.
Yeah. Well, if you like to go for the trio, so it's the Genius Gems, the Square and the Genius Star. If you have just joined us, let's remind you how we can get a head around the Genius Gems. It's an absolute pleasure to be doing this. We love variety on Create and Craft, of course we do. And we were talking about with Gavin, you know, there is a time now, I think there is a resurgence with board games, something to take away from the screens, bonding with families, or maybe it's just with you and the other half, or just you, just before you go to bed, or in the morning with a cup of coffee. You know what, it feels that my brain was challenged then, and the good... Here, you haven't got to be an expert. It could be the very first time you ever played this, immediately you get it. And you know, if it is after a dinner party, you know what, if it's anything like my family after Christmas, if you've got a big book of instructions, forget it, because by the time we've read through them all, we've lost the crowd, we've lost the audience. But with this, immediately you can understand how this works. So for various different times of the day, various different age groups, this is going to slot in to your family routine. Even if you just pull it out for dinner parties, this is going to be the one. So the Genius Square, you may remember it when it was this size. This is the original. Honestly, thousands of these have gone worldwide. This is a huge, huge deal, the Genius Square. Is it in the millions now? Yeah. Millions then, according to Gavin, has gone worldwide. That is ridiculous. And you know what? Thanks to popular demand, the Genius Square XL has been developed. This is the very first time that we have seen this. It's exclusive to us here at Create and Craft, and then made more eventually, but at the time being, what we're saying is now, it's a limited run, okay? So once it's gone, it has gone. If you want to play on your own or race opponents, like it says in the box, you absolutely can do. I've honestly never played that before. Learning, you know, the instructions, that can get tedious for me. Straight away, you get into the challenge. You're automatically plunged into the fun with something like this. So, if you've got your kids you want to play with, if it's going to be your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or just you and your other half after dinner, why not? I'm obsessed with that idea, aren't I? But I think it's a lovely idea. So it's only £7.50. If you're going to get this at some stage, whilst it is the launch day, whilst you're saving £7.50, it is that time. 149788. We are now over 3/4 of the stock gone. We only had one show this morning on Crane Craft and one show later on the day on Craft Extra. To get through that amount of stock is quite genius. We had a lot, Gavin. Based on the demand, based on how many people have asked for this, that's a big, big thing. George, should we talk about the Decipher? Gavin, come down with us, sir. Let's have a chat with this. So, I'm new to this. What's it all about?
Well, everyone's new to this, more or less, because this only came out in December. And we did a launch of this on December the 2nd on a show with myself and Paola.
Right.
And it had sold out before I'd finished explaining it. And the reason why was when I told people that this is the same genre of game as Mastermind. Do you remember the Mastermind game?
Yes,
that you used to play with the coloured pegs? So this is how it is, but it's done something very clever. I'm going to move back over here now.
Okay, should we go and have a look?
Here's one.
So it's on your screen now at the moment.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
We'll learn this together because I'm new to this.
Yes. Okay. So that's going to be your set, and this is going to be my set.
Right.
Now, what we're doing is in the same way as when we were doing code breaking to find the combination of colours in Mastermind. This one works on the basis that if you take the numbers in a digital format from 0 to 9, they are all made up of 7 lines only. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different lines make up all numbers there like that. And so what you have to do is try and crack your opponent's code based on working out what lines appear where.
Right.
So I'm going to show you how
numbers.
I've set this up for you here, okay? So I'm going to be guessing on your board, you're going to be guessing on my board, and it will be the first person to actually achieve it. So the first thing I want you to do, Charlie...
So you've got to guess what I've got here.
Well, we're going to take them out first of all, because we're going to just play with 5 numbers, just as a demo, otherwise we'll be here for absolutely ages. And turn them over, upside down, and just give them a shuffle around.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just angle yours slightly so that I can't see what you're doing. Take them all out.
Yeah.
That's it. Just all of those. Turn them upside down and give them a good shuffle. And then I want you to take 5 of them randomly, and I want you to assemble them exactly as I'm doing in here. 1 and 2 with the line facing the bottom, and 3.
I'm going to like this.
And number 4. And number 5. Now, what I'm going to do, because we worked out over the course of the morning the best way of doing this. So, I want you just to turn to the side for a moment so that you can't see a screen.
You're going to
I'm just going to show everybody what the. Can you see that there? There is Charlie's code that he's going to try.
So I've got to try and guess that.
Remember that. That's what he's going to crack. And I'm now going to put that down. I'm going to turn the other way round. And Charlie is going to show you on screen the code that I am trying to crack as well.
There we go. So it's that.
Let me know when I can turn back.
This is good. This is so much fun, isn't it? Right, so there you go.
Okay.
You can see that? No peeking now, Gavin, come on. Right, there we go. So there we go. We can see it. There we go. Right, here we go.
Can I turn back?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, on your turn, you get to choose, and here will be your first number here, and that will be my first number there. You can choose to turn over one of the arrows and say, is there a piece there?
Right.
If there is, then I carry on having another go and another go, and I eliminate the numbers that are the possibilities.
So I've got to put all my code on there, haven't I?
Correct.
That's my.
Well, you're going to put your code on my one here, and I'm going to put my one on your one over there.
Okay. Yes.
If you get a yes, you get another go.
Right.
Up to a maximum of 3 goes. If you get a no, then it gets turned back over, and that is the end of your turn.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you want me to start just to give you an example? Then, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say on the first one here is.
So you do it on mine then.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So, is in that first number? Does that appear?
I've got to tell the truth now, haven't I?
Yes, you have to tell me the truth, Charlie.
Yes.
Yes. Right, it does. Okay, so what I now know, okay, is that it cannot be a 6 because there's no thing there, and it cannot be a 5. So I'm going to remove those from there. So my second go now is I'm going to ask, is there that piece there?
Yes.
There is. Okay.
You sure we didn't peek?
I did not peek. So therefore it cannot be a 0, it cannot be a 1, it cannot be a 7, and I'm now down to 5 numbers there already. So I'm going to ask now, is there a piece here?
Yes.
There is a piece there, which means it cannot be a 2 and it cannot be a 3. So that's the end of my turn there. So I'm going into my second turn after you've had your turn, knowing there's only 3 possible numbers that could be there.
Like this. I'm not looking, but just to
yes.
Okay,
so your turn now on
right, so
on
I need to guess what numbers. Yeah. Right. So okay, so I guess the first one really. So is it there?
It is not there. There is not one there. Now, that's the end of your turn, and that gets turned back. But because you know it's not there, you can now eliminate certain numbers.
Okay.
So you can see.
So it's not going to be a 0 then, for example?
It can be. Yes, you're right, because there's not one there. So it's not going to be a 0.
6, no 8.
No 2.
No 2.
That's it.
So it's still helpful. That was still...
Yeah, it's still helpful. Okay. Now, my one now, I'm now going to ask you whether or not there is something here. Is there something there?
This is great fun.
Is there something there?
No.
Okay. Well, you say, okay, I now know that it can't be an 8, so it's got to be a 4 or 9, but because it was a no, I'm turning that back.
So it's my go
your
now.
turn. Yeah.
Right, okay. So basically, I need to work what I've got here, don't I?
You've got to decide what you're going to
So
put.
I might go for the middle piece, I might eliminate some. So
Okay.
is there one there?
There is, yes.
Right, so I can take some of these and the 1.
Can't be the 1, and it could be any of those.
And I can do another one now, can't I?
do another one now.
Okay. I'll go for that bit. Is there a piece there?
Is there a piece there? There is not a piece there. So that is the end of your turn, but that is going to help you majorly.
So I tick off the 5.
No, it has to be the 5, because if there is no piece there,
it's not,
it
I said
can't
not,
be
didn't
those.
they? So I've got it.
It must now be. Where's it gone? There's the 5. It must be a 5 that
Right,
is in
yeah,
there.
yeah, of course.
Okay, that is the end of your go. But you've now got your first piece.
Ah.
Okay, let's just show everybody what your second piece is. Close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
And you'll see that, okay? That's just a reminder of what Charlie's code is. Right,
Right.
Meanwhile, with me, I know that this is either a 4 or a 9, so I'm going to ask you if that piece is in there now.
It's not there.
It is not there. Okay, so therefore that gets turned back, and I'll explain the significance of turning back shortly. Although my go is over, I know that has to be a 4. Your go, Charlie. You're on to the second number now.
Right, here we go.
Put these all back in here if you want.
Yeah, yeah. You might as well, it helps, doesn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You don't have to put them in order if you don't want to.
It is good. I really like this. Is great fun.
It's a very clever game, very simple game, very, very good for the whole family to play as well.
Because there's one less number, of course, now, isn't there?
Absolutely.
To guess from.
So as you go through, it gets easier.
Gavin, is there a line there?
Yes, there is a line there.
Right. So that means. So. Oh, hang on a minute.
Okay.
So
it
it's
can't be
only
a
a
6. It cannot be a 6.
So
But it can be any others. But you've still got your next go now.
Right. I think I'll go for the bottom one. Is there one there?
There is one there.
Oh, this is good. Doing all right.
Okay. Anything
So
okay
it's
there?
not the 4, not a 1, and it's not a 7, is it? Right. Okay.
Okay.
So you could, in theory, you could get it all in one go.
Yeah, but you've got another go still, I think.
Right. So.
Well, you could take all sorts of risks, but there's quite a high risk strategy.
So I wouldn't risk doing the top one.
Well, put it like this. If you were, if you look at all of the things that you've got there, if you turned over the middle one there, and you got a yes, you'd eliminate the 0. But if you decided to take that risk and there wasn't one, it would have to be a 0.
It would. Mm.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what? I'll go. If I do that one, then that's going to.
Well, no, you could on here on the second,
sorry,
on the second number.
That's a bit of a safe bet. So if I do that one, is there one there?
Is there one there? There is one there.
Right. So that means I can get rid of 2 now, isn't there?
Yep.
2 and the 3.
Yep. Okay,
Right.
that's your third go.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now I'm on to my second go now. So I'm now going to.
That was a good haul. I think
That was a
wasn't
very
it?
good haul there.
Yeah.
What about this now? Is there something there?
Yes.
There is something there, which means it cannot be a 7, it cannot be a 1, it cannot be a 9, it cannot be a 5, and it cannot be a 3. So that was a really good haul together. Okay, let's try now and see statistically.
There is. You can do it. Yeah, you can do this clever if you think about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
About what the percentage chance is. So
Yes, that's it.
Is there something there?
Yes.
Right. So I only need to get rid of the 0 from there now, and now I'm going to ask if there is something there.
There is.
There is, okay, in which case it must be an 8 or a 2. So we would carry on doing this all the way through until one of us gets the correct sequence first of all. Now that's when we're playing with 5 numbers.
Yeah.
You can also do it with 10 numbers, but this is where the lovely little twist comes in, because however you've left these, they stay like that. So if you come back
So it
to
gets
your
easier
second
or
row,
quicker?
no, it gets a little bit quicker. But when you get to your second row, if you've got one piece which is turned over there, and you want to know if there's a piece there, you then have to turn it around into the negative. So you would then say, is there not a piece there?
I get it.
And it starts messing with your head.
Right.
And there are other games online that you can play with this. This is devised by a really lovely British guy, a graphic designer called Mark Langley, and he is rightly very, very proud of this game. It's only been out for a few weeks, and it's going to start appearing in shops internationally this year.
I don't doubt it. And we saw it first on Crit and Craft in December. Was
Yes,
that
you did.
December here.
And
really
we sold out in 4 minutes and 23 seconds.
I don't doubt it. That's brilliant. In case you're wondering, well, Gavin's trying to guess a 2.
Oh, was it 2?
It was a 2 there.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do you have any idea what your second number was there?
so it's only one of these, isn't it?
Yeah, which one do you want to go for?
So I really wouldn't know now, would I? It's just a random
Not
guess,
really.
isn't it? So I'm going to go for a 9.
No, it was a 0. So there was your code there. 50743. There you go. There, like that one.
Yeah.
I've got the
you were
7
42601.
Okay, and we were getting there.
It's good
what
fun.
a lovely game. I got to tell you, last week I went in to see a friend of mine to see their building work being done on their house, and they've got just rubble everywhere and a little table that the kids can play on. And I walked in and their kids were playing this.
Oh, really? What
and
a
that
nice
made me
feeling.
feel really nice and warm and snuggly.
I bet it did, because this is all ages can just pick that up straight away. That's really good fun. That's one of my favourites actually so far.
Lovely game.
Really like that.
Absolutely brilliant.
Because you can use your brain a bit more now, and I don't know. But it's all about the Genius Square XL.
Which we knew it would be.
We knew it would be.
Because it's first come, first served, and quite frankly, once they're gone, they're gone. And this was purely on demand. Over 200 customers requested this, and it's taken us 6 months to actually do them. So
this could be the last time we see this on air now.
You know what?
Could well be.
You know what? If it is the last time you see it, then that will be a very good sign, and we'll make more. But it'll take us about 6 months to make more of them.
So for the time being,
if you want to get a copy of the big one,
it is about to go. Was it 80%? In a few minutes, I reckon we're going to be limited stock on this now. It's beautifully boxed, easy to wrap up. This is great fun. You can just get straight in.
I'm going to say I'm absolutely delighted, but I'm not surprised.
Right, yeah. No,
we saw this coming. So
for those who have just flicked on, how do we play it? Why is it such a big thing?
Let's give another demonstration. So you've got your 9 pentomino style pieces there.
Yeah.
I've got my 9 pentomino style pieces here. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove these blockers from here. I know there's a lot of people who will be playing along at home at the same time. Going to roll the dice here, and we'll line them up here so that people who are playing at home will be able to do that. You can do the same. Charlie as me, and we'll be competitive again.
So do you get 1 in the box or 2?
2.
So we get 2. So
absolutely.
If you buy this once for $22.49, you get what we've got in front.
Absolutely.
So you've got
everything
one tray each.
Everything you see. Yeah,
for 2 people.
You only need 1 set of dice and 2 sets of everything else that you need. So we've got B3, and we've got F1, and we've got A5, and we've got E4, and F3, and D6, and B4. Okay? You ready?
Yeah, I think I missed one of that. That's the same, isn't it? Yeah.
You got that? Yeah, you got the same as me.
Right, here we go.
Let's go. So, for anybody who's got some dexterity issues, it's such a lovely feel, the way that they clock into place as well. For younger fingers, in fact, I saw Dan Bancroft's son, Barney, having a wonderful time playing this online yesterday. There you are, that goes in there like that. Oh, this is a quicker one. There you are.
Oh!
But that's an example of an easier one.
You could have let me have one, Gavin.
But you know what?
Couldn't let me have it.
Yeah, but you're getting the hang of it. We're going to play again.
1 second. That was 1 second.
It was.
And you mentioned that earlier. It could be difference between half an hour. It could be a split second.
Yes, and that was almost Paula Pasquale speed. That was, yes.
I've got. It sounds like she's the quickest.
Not only she's the quickest, but she's played against everybody. Basically everyone in Spain.
She's a clever cookie, as our Miss Pig.
She is. In fact, she was one of the reasons why it's now won Game of the Year in Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's helped to spread the word of it over there. So, yes.
Go Paula.
Go Paula.
Right,
in so many ways. There you go. Right. Put over there.
Oh, we're getting competitive now.
We are getting competitive.
May the best man win.
Right, hang on a second. Okay, there is our next combination.
Right.
So we have A6.
And just remind us, what sort of age group can do this?
6 to adults.
Yeah.
This one is 6 to adults. The other 2 are 8 to adults.
Just some games, if it's just for adults, you think, oh, this is clearly just for kids, isn't it? But this is not. This is absolutely not. Just adults again at dinner party could do this.
Now, by the way, this is E5 and D1 and D4 and B3 and F2. Tell me when you're ready.
Right, have I got the same? Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. And while we're doing this, I'm going to mention the fact that I don't think you've mentioned, Charlie, that these are on delayed dispatch.
Right.
So they are going to be dispatched on or before the 10th of January. Just they've got to come across from our warehouse. Is something about to happen?
Oh.
No, it might yet happen. I've messed up here. That's for certain.
Oh. That would have been a moment. That would have been a great moment.
It could still be a moment.
That's very kind, but
Well, it's all right. You got. Oh, that one could go in there like that. Is that going to go in there like... No, you see, I've messed it up there like that. Oh, my goodness me.
Is this a harder one?
Well, it would appear so. I've got to be honest with you. I haven't actually memorised all 62,208 of them just to know whether they are individually
next time you come, perhaps.
more difficult. Yeah, so you give me some homework today. You see, proper preparation.
Do you know what? I think sometimes it's best to start again.
Sometimes, oh, you see, I've messed myself up here because I needed to put that in there like so. And maybe if I put that in there over there like that and put it over
you
here.
can flip them around.
You can. I'm going to flip that one over there like that. And I am going to put this one in here like so. And put that one in there like that. And I've done it. There you go.
Ah.
That wasn't so bad after all.
Wasn't so bad. There we go. So, close.
I don't want anyone to miss out on this, so you need to check out your
far
baskets. If
Should
you've
do
got
one more
them in
game.
your basket. One more game.
We've just reached, Gavin, one of the busiest parts of the show with this now. So again, just to confirm, saving £7.50. We are now approaching limited stock. Limited stock. So if you fancy it, this is the first time we've seen this, not just on air. First time as your company, Gavin, has released this. First time we've ever seen this.
Limited stock alert.
There we go. So if you fancy it, that was the time. Last live show of the day. If it is going to come back, it won't be for what, 6 months or so?
Yeah, we're going to have more. There's going to be more stock behind this back at base. But for what I bought with me today,
right,
we are nearly out. So people are going to have to be quick. A5 and E2.
We've got 6.5 minutes.
E2, yeah, because I still wanted to beat the sequence, which is awesome.
Okay.
And C4 and F6 and A6 and A3 and E4. There you go. You ready?
And people do play this on their own, though, don't they?
Oh gosh,
yeah. Can easily do that.
Yeah, easily you can do it.
During the adverts, during a soap, you know, that'd be good.
In the bath?
Yeah, why not?
Not in the shower.
No, that's a bit.
They're wooden pieces. They're high quality wooden pieces. You wouldn't do it in the shower.
Right.
Get soap on them as well. Right, we started.
Yeah.
Apparently we have started. Gain some sort of advantage here. But listen, by the time you and I do this next, you will be awesome at this. You'll be as good as Yanis is at this.
Yes, you're making us competitive.
I know I am.
We're a family here.
I know, and actually, interestingly enough, I think we need to have a presenter-wide competition with rankings and seedings. Well done.
Excellent.
There you are, a victory. Well
Thank
done,
you
sir.
very much.
That is brilliant.
Do you know, I can sleep well tonight.
You can.
Thing is, though, it's really it gets more and more exciting as you get closer. Yeah. Because seriously, I never knew how you play this earlier today. Because you just think, oh, is it going to work? You see what pieces you got left and you know it's going to fit. It's that moment. Right, 2249 149 788. The Genius Square XL. Give it a go. Maybe you haven't played board games for years. Maybe you love them. Take this on a Sunday lunch in the pub. You know, who knows? Wherever you want to play this, go for it. Have fun with it. It's you, the family. You get 2 sets in one box. You might multi-buy this. Want to send to, I don't know, the in-laws. Want to send to your grandkids' house. You can play it over Zoom, all sorts.
Surely with the in-laws, you want to send things that are going to bore them and make their lives miserable.
Probably. It depends. Well, some people get on with their in-laws.
I love my in-laws.
I love my brother-in-laws. Anyway, right, let's move on from that. Okay. We have got about 4.5 minutes. Okay. Do you want to do
I want to show you Beat the Sequence. Because it's such an amazing game. And this is another one that came out in December as well. But
this is going to sell out. That's going to sell out. At bottom of the screen if you want to go for that.
Awesome,
Sorry, Gavin.
amazing. Yes, where were we? We were here. I just want to sort of just demonstrate this. You've got 32 segments here. I haven't actually put them together in the little thing before. Those are yours, Charlie, and these are mine over here. Mine are in a complete and total state at the moment.
Right.
And I shall explain what we have to do. Let me take that here. Now, we have got our little dial here with 12 segments.
So we get one each?
We get one each, and there are 400 different puzzles in here. And I've just picked one out at random.
So this is what we get in the box then?
This is what you get in the box. Again, same thing, you get 2 of everything. We're going to go for challenge number 209. And so these are the tiles that you need to take out here. And I prepared mine earlier, so it was going to be quicker. So you need numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Do I pull them out?
And, yeah, pull them out. And there's Dan. Hello, Dan.
Pull them out, Charlie, come on.
We're done.
Lovely to see Barney playing the Genius Square.
Like it.
I was very happy, thank you. 7, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17 and 20. So 1, 2,
16,
3, 4, 5.
17, 18 and 20. Right, here we go.
Okay, you got this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to race again, and this time what we've got to do is we've got to put the tiles in so that all of the colours are evenly spaced. So if we spread these out for a second, you'll see...
So it's not numerical?
Not numerical at all. So we've got 3 that have got a red on. So we're going to have them every 4th segment.
Right.
And there are 6 with green, so they're going to go every other segment and so on and so forth. And we're just going to do this one quickly, just to demonstrate, because otherwise we're going to run out of time. So see how you go on that. So if I've got that one in there, and then in the 4th segment, let's put the red one in there.
Do they have to be on the same line? Or not?
What do you mean on this? Yes, they will only be, because each colour only appears on one of the lines.
Right, I get you.
Okay. Let's put what should we do in here? We'll put that one in there. I'm keeping a close eye on the clock here. So now we're focusing on the orange ones. So how many orange ones have we got? So the oranges are 1, 2, 3. What have I got of them? I've got 3 of those as well. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3.
So that's 4. Correct so far. I've got the orange on.
That looks so far so good. Yeah, that looks so far so good in there. What do we want to go for now? Let's go and put that one in there. And then we'll put this one in here. It's much trickier than it looks, and I'm sort of doing this in a speedy way here, just to make sure that we get this finished before we run out of time completely, because we've only got about a minute and a half left. Put that one in there, put this one in here, and this will actually have this solved. So if you look here, what you can see...
I haven't done mine right.
So you've got here, you can see that the blues are all evenly spaced, the greens are all evenly spaced, the yellows are all evenly spaced, the oranges are evenly spaced, and the reds are evenly spaced.
That's good fun.
8 to adult, 400 puzzles included. Again, there is always a solution when it works. Same sort of series of games. Anybody that loves the Genius Square is going to absolutely love this.
You are, and we've got cat postage too, don't forget, so you might buy one of everything. You might be going to have a whole shelf full of games from the Puzzle Company. Well, yes, it's $3.95 for your postage, and it's capped, like I said, at that price. But we have got now the Genius Square XL. We've got less than a minute. Gavin, why do you think this is now limited stock?
Because so many people here have requested it and want to have it, and I think if we're being, really open and honest, it's because so many of your viewers are going to benefit from having the larger pieces, the larger print, whether it's for older hands or for younger hands, etc., etc. It's been a long time waiting for it. It's been a long time coming, but we did listen, which makes me very proud to be able to tell people that we really did listen to what people wanted.
And I think if you are playing with friends over Zoom, I think it's easier for larger pieces to see on screens as well in that respect. It makes sense, and it's just quite nice and tactile, especially if you're racing. I find it easy with big chunkier pieces. Who knows? So it's the Genius XL, saving £7.50 if you're a club member. It's £22.49. You get 2 sets in there.
And that's it for today.
That's it for today. Thank you so much.
I'll see you guys in February.
We'll see you then. Take
care.
Now
it's menu time. So let's see what's coming up now. Next, it's Carnation Crafts, held in our Hearts Monthly Mega Deal, followed by Stamps, By Me, Paper Crafting, and over on Craft Extra, a Heartfelt Creations one-day special. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Goodbye.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and I've got a quick minute to tell you all about our super soft batting. So it's 1.5 meters wide by 1.5 meters long, so it's a huge piece, brilliant for loads of different projects, full quilts down to bags and cushions. The item number that you'll need is 838939, and it's $12.99 for this absolutely huge piece. So to put that in perspective, it'll probably do about 9 cushion fronts, or one really big quilt that's almost the size of a double bed. Now, it's 100% polyester, which means it's brilliant for people with allergies. It's also super soft with that almost kind of cotton-like feel to it. And one of the other great things is, because we cut everything at Craft Yourself Silly headquarters, if you wanted a double piece, so say a 3-meter piece, we would cut that to order for you. So if you've got a flexi basket, why not pop some in today? So if you want to grab a bargain that's perfect for all of your quilting projects, then our Craft Yourself Silly Super Soft Batting is 838939 and perfect at $12.99.
Quick picks, craft must-haves at top pick prices.
Tickets are on sale now for Crafting Live at Sandown Park Racecourse on the 28th and 29th of January. Sign up for free make and takes. Stock up on your crafty goodies from a vast range of exhibitors and watch live guest demonstrations. We will also be broadcasting live, so join our audience and meet our presenters after the shows. Club members, order your tickets online to receive free entry. So treat yourself or someone special to a great day out and book your tickets now at createandcraft.com and search for Crafting Live. We look forward to seeing you there.
When you look at a tattered lace die, you instantly can see the excellence, the precision cut that you expect every single time. The team putting their ideas together has such a massive positive impact on tattered lace, and